Shir HaShirim, Rav Geller, take it away.
Perak Beis, Pasuk Dalid. I'm going to reading you now Dalid, Hey, and Vav. Dalid, Psukim, Dalid, Hey, Vav. Okay? I'd like to get tonight to Yud, up until Test actually. Dalid, Hey, Vav. But I don't think I'll make it, but let's see what we'll do. Haviyani al Beis Hayayin, V'diglu Av. Okay. I'm going to read these Psukim and give you a basic pshat. We'll see a little bit of words of Rashi. And then we will look in a little bit into the Midrashim, maybe the Targum a little bit. The Midrashim are fascinating and so machazik, so give us chizuk, inspiring. The words of the Medrash that, thanks to David, this beautiful Medrash from Art Scroll, thanks to my uncle Nathan Sherman, who worked on this. A beautiful Midrashim, but it's actually, I had a Midrashim over the years, but this big print is hard to, you don't miss the good nice print. It's just attractive. Chavetz Chaim said, make a sefer, make it beautiful, because make it attractive to learn. Put money into making a sefer attractive. Okay, so that's the sefer word for it. Listen to this. We're talking now about Matan Torah. Haviyani el Beis Hayayin. Earlier in Perak Aleph, there was a pasuk Mashcheni acharecha narutza. There was a pasuk in the first chapter, the pasuk Dalid Aleph. Shir Hashem goes back and forth. The main fulcrum, the main axis of Shir HaShirim is Matan Torah, the Ava, the Kodesh Baruch Hu displayed at Matan Torah. And he keeps on going back to it. We keep on remembering it, and oh, wow, Hashem, you loved us. Hashem, you took us. Hashem, you brought us into your life, into your domain of divinity. Mashcheni acharecha narutzi. You pulled me, and I came running. Haviyani mel chadora. The king brought me to his chador. I'm reading pasuk Dalit. The king brought me into his inner chambers. Nagila v'nismecha bach, and we will rejoice in Bach. Bach was 22. We said. Targum says the 22 letters of the Aleph base, and we'll remember your love. That's Pasuk Dalet. Now here we refer to it again. Haviyani al Beis Hayayin. You brought me to the Beis Hayayin. V'diglu olayav. This famous word, diglu olayav. We're going to say a lot about the word v'diglu. Haviyani. Now, when Perak Beis Pasuk Dalet, you brought me to the house of wine. V'diglu olayav, and you a degel. You gave me you. It's hard to translate the word degel. Let's see. You bannered me with love. Let's see what words of Rashi. I'm reading the words of Rashi. Let's look at the Rashi. Looking at the Rashi. Rashi on the pasuk. El Beis Hayayin. Oil moyed. Rashi says El Beis Hayayin. Oil. You see looking at the Rashi on pasuk Dalid. Perak Beis pasuk Dalid. The Rashi. Yeah. El Beis Hayayin.
Which page is it?
Page 7. Page 7. Oil moyed, referring to the tent of meeting that was in the Mishkan. Sham notnu prateha u'biurei shel Torah. In that room was given over the details and the explanations of the Torah. That's Beis Hayayin, the home of the yayin. The wine, the good wine, the delicious wine. That's Beis Hayayin. The wine factory. We're the wine belt. We're in the wine belt over here. The wine belt of Eretz Yisrael was the oil moyed. V'diglu olay ava kvutzasa shedegalani elav ava hi alai. And the love kvutzasa, his connection to me, that he bannered me with. He digalani elav. Hashem brought us close to him. Ava hi alai. I love it. It's beloved to me. Odeni zocheret avato. I still remember his love. Diglu olay ava. We forever are inspired, forever survive all the tzoros that we go through. We're remembering HaKadosh Baruch Hu loved us, and that love is still passionate in my heart. Continue the pasuk next pasuk. Samchuni b'ashishois. You support me with ashishois. Rapiduni b'tapuchim kicholos ava ani. Again, I'm so sick for love. I'm so plotzing for love. So you supported me. I needed sounds like I needed some revival. I needed some smelling salts. I needed to be revived. Samchuni supporting b'ashishos. Rashi says ashishos is certain types of. Rashi says atok. He means cholim. B'shisha novim, either fragrant grapes or fragrant. He says solos tekiah. That could be walk by a bakery when some fresh bread is being baked. It smells nice. That's refreshing. So I need a comedius acholim. They need some sort of refreshing, something to refresh them. Rapiduni is ripud is make you comfortable. But tapuchim. Rashi says, I need around my kederach cholim. Like Rashi says, rapdu v'yudasi sivivoisai b'tapuchim v'reach toiv. He surrounded my bed with apples, a good smell. Kederach cholim ki chola ani avosai. I'm platzi. I'm sick for his love. Ki somesi lo poi begalusi. In my golus, I'm starving. Somesi lo poi begalusi. I'm starving for his love here in golus. Those are the words of Rashi.
He's starving.
Somesi, sameh. Tzamea, thirsty. I'm thirsty. Tzamesi lo po bagalusi. I'm thirsty for his love begaluti. You see the words?
What?
Rapduni. Hashem is surrounding me with apple. Rapduni betapuchim.
Ken.
Kiderach hacholim.
Okay.
Ki choyla ani la'avato. I am sick for his love. Ki tzamesi lo po bagalusi. I'm thirsty. I'm platzing in my golas, in the golas. So it refers to a concept of some sort of ashishu. We say hitoshesh, right? Hitoshesh. That's the room of recovery room. So ashishu, that word is taken from this pasuk. The word hitoshesh, to recover, is a abusive form of the word ashishot of the pasuk Shir. Ashishas. Well, because here it refers to some sort of revival, some sort of giving me chizik when I'm not well. So they call cheder ashishut, the mitoshishut, the recovery room. They call it, use a Hebrew ivrit. But
Hebrew English pun, recover, ripadon, is like it was familiar to me. The word, that's upholstery to recover.
Recover. Well, okay.
Recovery is ashishut.
Very good. Very good.
It's just
A good way to remember. Recover. Okay. So now we'll see a little bit what this means. What do recover? What do we need to recover from? Okay, we'll discuss that in a minute. And one more pasuk: an embrace. The left hand under my head and the right arm hugging me. So some sort of amazing intimacy of love between Kodesh Baruch and Klal Yisrael, and something called smoil, something called yamin, and something called my head, something around my head, and the yamin. But that's the left hand. Left is usually the lesser of importance, the lesser level, and yamino with the right arm is the stronger level. And the chibuk, the hug, the hug is referred to in the right arm. Okay, so let's look at Rashi. Rashi says over here, you put your left arm under my head, or in the midbar. We'll soon see what that means. The mino techabkeni. So Rashi says, derech gimel yomim. Rashi, derech gimel, here, page 8 on the top. Hashem sent a special Anania covered to pave the way 3 days ahead. To pave the way, there should be smooth sailing. It should be even ground. The target Chazal say that the Hashem sent clouds to save them from not get sunburn, or to get burnt up by the heat, to even the hills and valleys of the midbar, to make it even, to make it level, and all sorts of wonderful shmira on all sides. They were surrounded by Nani Yaakov. That's minu techapke. That's smoiloi tachas roishi. My head was surrounded with the left arm, all in every small. What's the word?
The right
No, the right arm is the hug. The left arm is there. What's the next word? What does it say? Well, I have a word in my Rashi that you don't have here. What do I have? 1 minute. No, not here. No, it's actually in Targum. Okay. And in that, when it was Hashem made things calm, and in that calm state of being in the midbar, He gave us man and slav. He gave us food. Man, slav. I remember this now in my golas, and I am so sick for love. I'm so platzing, so yearning for that love. And I remember it so clearly, so vividly, or at least I remember what I was told existed, and that tremendous ava of that Hashem displayed in the midbar. Okay, so now I want to go back to these three psukim over here. Let's take a look a little bit at the Medrash, at the Targum. Targum over here says on the first pasuk, Beis Hayayin, Diglu Olei Av. I'm reading the Targum. The Targum says, as I'm reading the Targum. Omer Knesset Yisrael, Hashem brought me the base Yeshivat Medrash Sinai. He calls it Medrash Sinai. Medrash Sinai. Lilmod Torah, to study Torah from Moshe B'Sefer HaGadol, from the Rosh Yeshiva of Moshe Rabbeinu. Beis Hayayin. And what's Degel Ava? What was the love? He gave me Degel Mitzvois of Kibalti Alai Ba'ava. His pekel, his banner of his mitzvahs, I accepted with love, and I said Nasa v'nishma. Diglu olai ava. So the Targum tells us the greatest expression of love from HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving me ways to connect to Him, giving me mitzvahs, giving me Torah mitzvahs. I every day have an opportunity to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We'll soon discuss this at length in Pasuk Vav. So diglu olai ava. This ava. So Rashi says. So the Targum says it goes on mitzvahs, goes on. A tremendous love that Hashem showed for us by wanting to connect to us with Torah and mitzvahs. Hashem displayed a love for us, which is what Rashi says. I'm so yearning for that love. Next pasuk. Why do we need in context of Matan Torah? Where does the pasuk Hey, which is some sort of revival necessity, where does that fit into the story? So Rashi, the Targum says that when he heard Hashem's voice, we were from the fire. We were totally torn apart. It was just too frightening, too much to handle. Chazal say the neshamas came out of the bodies. It was just too much. They couldn't handle such a revelation. And they said, we can't handle this. Moshe, you know what? You talk to Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's what Targum says. Karafti al Moshe Aaron. I said, you know what? Kablu atem. You hear Hashem's voice from the fire. Now, samchuni b'ashishas. Ashishas, Chazal say, I'll show you the Medrash, is eish. Double Aish. Aish down here, Aish above. It was Aish HaTorah. Ashishas means double Aish. Samchuni b'ashishas. We needed to be supported because we were so surrounded by so much energy. Ashishas is energy, double energy. Aish milamala, Aish milamata. It was just such a day of explosion of connection of Shemayim and Oretz. And Kodesh Baruch Hu was finally bringing the Shekhinah down to this world. That's a pretty big blast. That's an atomic blast of the greatest level. Shishas. And we needed to recover from that.
Yeah.
You can imagine, you need to recover. It's the fallout of that, but it's not a destructive, it's a creative, but it was rough. Our guf couldn't handle it. Our shamas loved it. You have to turn the phone off, dear.
I know.
Okay.
Dear, I meant,
Dear, it's on the phone. It's on the whole world knows they called it dear. I'm in trouble now. I once called a lady that I knew for many, many years. Not on the phone. My father used to say dear. That was the way he talked to his lady. It was a sweet American guy. And I said that once to a lady who became a Hasidisha. And her husband wanted to kill me. He almost killed me. Kids. Okay, we're going to talk about it now. So Rashi says over here, the Targum says, you supported me, you gave me chizuk with Torah. And as sweet as the apples of Gan Eden, Rashi says. The Targum, it says here, you supported me, you gave me chizuk with apples of Gan Eden. You gave me a flavor of what it means to taste Gan Eden. And I study the Torah. Targum says, maybe the Torah will heal me. Because I'm so sick. I want this love, and I don't know how to get to it. I know the tool. Targum tells us the only tool, the method of getting close to Kodesh Baruch Hu, to love Kodesh Baruch Hu, is to learn and do His mitzvahs. We say this in Shema every day. You should love Hashem b'chol levavcha, chol nafesh chol yadecha. You should love Hashem, mitzvah of avas Hashem. And the Chazal say, how do you love somebody? Either you love or you don't love. How can you? It can be a mitzvah to love. I don't love spinach. I don't love it. I talk all day long. I'll never love spinach. How can I love it? If I don't love something or somebody or something, it can make a mitzvah to love it. You have to love it. Hashem says, if you learn, next pasuk, put these words that I've teaching on your heart and on your mind, and put them on your arms, and talk about them. Tell your children about it. And as you talk about it, the more you talk about it, you say, hey, this is good. Hey, this is great. Hey, this is wonderful. Hey, this is terrific. Hey, this is gewaltig. Hey, this is geschmack. Geschmack. That's what, the more you, I see it. I see more, but the boys that get into the learning, finally, I see boys that are coming from all sorts of backgrounds and over the years, and distant and not having any shaykhs to ruchnias and into their phones and into their shtus and all the garbage. And when they finally start getting a taste for learning, understanding something, understanding a concept, understanding a pasuk, a mishnah, a gemara, a good question, a Rashi, a Rambam, hey, all of a sudden they sparkle their eyes and they come to life and they feel connected to that Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's how it works. And the more we get into it, the more and more connected you are. That's Samchuni Bashishas. I have to, one more pasuk. I'll say Vav. I must read to you Midrashim on the pasuk of V'diglu Olei Ahava. I marked it over here. Diglu, the word diglu, by the way, V'diglu. What's the gematria of diglu? V'diglo.
Love, 6.
12.
Daled, 4. It's 10. Lamed is 30. So 40. 50.
49. Lamed is 30. 4 and 6 is 50. 30, 40, and Gimel and Vav is 9. So 49. 49. I know you didn't graduate high school, but this is...
No, I forgot the Vav.
The Vav. Okay, 49.
Daled is
4 and Lamed is 30. Because there's 49.
Okay.
So Chazal say, the Goyen says it, and Medrash says also, Mem Kes, because of 49 days of Matan Torah. And 49 ways of understanding the Torah. You show me love in 49 ways. 49 paths of Chokhmah. Mem Tes Shari Bina. Moshe Rabbeinu was up to 49. We couldn't get to the 50th. That was the highest level. Haman, by the way, felt he was the 50th. It says Moshe Rabbeinu reached to 49 levels of Bina. 49 levels. And Haman says, Haman is, hey, the Nun is the 50. Hey, Mem is Gematria Adam. How much is Adam? Gematria Adam? 45. Right? Adam.
Okay, 45.
And 45 is, hey, Mem is 45. Okay. I'm the man, Nun. Haman, the morale says. Hey, Mem is 49. Adam, Nun. I'm up to the 50th level. That's why he built the gallows 50 amas high, the morale says. Because he felt that I'm holding, he was such a Balgaiva. He felt his head was in the air. He was a Balgaiva. His head was so high in the air that he didn't even notice that Mordechai wasn't bowed down to him. That's why they had people had to tell him. One person asked the question, why did people tell him he couldn't see? Couldn't see. His head was in the sky. He didn't look down at people. His head was up. Haman was in his illusionary belief that he was top of the world. And who's greater than me, and who's greater than me? And so okay, we're finished. But Haman is the. But we reached 49. But the Diglu Alav, the first to say is 49. 49 levels. Now I'm going to tell you this. The Medrash in Medrash Rabbah says on this pasuk Diglu Alav several pirushim several explanations and different interpretations of the word Diglu. 1 minute. Test. Here it is. Test. So I'm going to start. Here's the first line. We had Pesukim in Shir HaShirim that was sometimes negative and explained negatively. I showed you he explains it negatively, and in the Targum says it positively. So the interesting thing, there's a pshat. He brought me Beis Hayayin. So Rameir, Bedr says that Rameir Rabbi Yehuda were having a discussion. Rameir says, Klal Yisrael, we got messed up with wine. Yitzhahara hit us, and we bowed down to the Egel. He took this pasuk, he said mine, and he took it in a negative context that we got messed up with wine, with Yitzhahara. Rabbi Yehuda, Dayecha Meir, enough Meir, Dayecha Meir, his friend Meir, Gnuk, Ein Dorshan Shir HaShirim L'Gnai El L'Shvach. Don't explain Pesukim of Shir HaShirim negatively, only positively. Shir HaShirim was given to praise the Jewish people, not to put them down. Is that beautiful? Rameir, he thought over here the pasuk is giving a critique. So he says no. Shir HaShirim is all love, all praise. That was nice to read. That you know, Meir had a first name relationship. He didn't say Rebbe Meir. He said Meir, my buddy Meir. They're malachim. Rabbi Meir Yehuda, we know him about malachim. So what does it happen? And what does he say? Rabbi Yehuda says no. Pshat over here is, Hashem, you brought me to the wine cellar of Yayin, which was Har Sinai, and you gave me Diglei Torah u'mitzvahs ma'asim Torah. You gave me a panorama of Torah, mitzvahs, ma'asim Torah, and you loved me, and with love I accepted it. So positive, like we said over here. Now listen to this. Now he brings up the drush the Medrash says, Mem tes panam l'tomei, diglu gematria mem tes, the Medrash says. And we accept it with love. Now listen to this. So now the Medrash says many pirushim of the word diglo with different. What's the daleg? Dilug. What's dilug?
Skip.
To skip. Okay. What? Okay. So another.
Know that from ballet.
Okay. Dilug is to skip, right? So it says you love us even when we skip. Listen to this. Rabbi Yoina said, two chaverim are studying Torah. One says the right halacha. One says the wrong halacha. Omer Kodesh Baruch Hu, diglu olay av. I love him, even the one who makes a mistake. He missed it. I love him. He's trying to understand the Torah. I love him with his mistake. Omer Abacha, Am Oretz read the word ava and said ava. Ava is to love, ava is to hate. The guy messed up and said ava, you should hate God. Oh, God. Ve'efta, ve'eyavta Hashem. Not love God, but ve'ayavta, you shall despise, God forbid. Hashem. Omer Kodesh Baruch Hu, dilugoy olay ava. His messed up Hebrew, I love. He didn't mean to say something negative. He meant to say positive. He didn't know how to say it. I love him. Tinach, a child says, instead of Moshe, Masha. Aaron, he says, Aharan. Ephron. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, liglugoy, his liglug. Liglug means he's making. It sounds like he's making the fun. He's making a joke. He's ridiculing the words of the Torah. Calling Moshe Masha, Marsha, not Moshe Masha, and Aaron is Haran. I mean, this little bit of Tinok. He just doesn't pronounce it. I love him. He's trying to understand Torah. A little child studying the beginning stages, first stages. He messes up. He's trying to study the word. Liglugoy olayav. So much love. So much mean for love. We make mistakes. We don't know, understand things. We say the wrong pshat. We said mismanaged. Today I had to argue with a guy explaining a certain part of the Gemara, and I said one thing, he said the other thing, until one of us gave in. And your ego does not want to give in so easily. But when the guy proves you over and over again, you see that. You're right. They said about Rav Poisons, that's all. That he would argue, and someone pointed him, and someone was conclusively against what he said, he would say, I gave up. You're right. I made a mistake. He was not embarrassed to say I made a mistake. When I first started giving a teaching Shir as a Rebbe, a Rebbe of mine who was Rebbe for 30 years before me, he was my Rebbe, and when I was in Israel, he told me, don't be ashamed to say that you don't know, and don't be ashamed to say that you made a mistake. That was the first rule he gave before you become Rebbe. He said, don't. So it gets over here, we see, make mistakes. Kodesh Baruch Hu's love is so amazingly great, because as long as we're trying to get close to him, so this was very encouraging, these words over here. Yeah, we've got examples of that. That's one thing I want to show you over here. I found that to be fascinating. Now, let me show you something over here. Daf Yud. What did I say on Daf Yud? Okay, Samchei Bashishas. Okay, what do I want to see over here? Rashi says, Samchuni Bashisha ki chilas ava ani. Hashem, heal me. So here the Medrash says what I told you, two fires, Eish Lamala, Eish Lamata, it's a Medrash. Or Torah Shebiksav and Torah Shebal Peh. Or Samchuni Bashishas means Hashem, support me when we have given up our lives in the fires. Many fires. So it doesn't say here Auschwitz. It says here Avram Avinu went into the Kibshon Eish, and the sneh, the fire of the sneh, and the fire of Eliyahu Novi, and Hananiah Shavazariah that went into the oven. Many fires have been part of Yiddishkeit, historically. And you've supported me, you've given us chizik, or we have been connected to you in the fires. Rabduni betapuchim, and you've healed me with halachas, laws that give me koach. Agodas shereichem v'tamim betaketapuchim, ki cholos ava ani. Hashem, what does it mean? Cholos? Listen to this interpretation the Medrash says. Ki cholos ava ani. So we've been saying the whole time. Rashi says, I'm sick to be in love with you. I'm so sick, yearning for your love. So Rashi, the Medrash says, all my sicknesses, I recognize that all the tzaros you give me is because you love me. I realize that when I'm sick and not well, God, you have a reason for it, and you love me for it. You don't hate me for it. You love me. That's a big madriga. to understand and feel that your difficulties in health are gift. God is loving you. He's giving you. He's healing you in the way Hashem knows how to heal. I just now spoke to her. Just now on the way here, I met a father of a woman in Ramat Tzvi, a mother of 3 children, who had some terrible anemic problem with her foot, and they ended up amputating up above her knee. A 29-year-old woman, a mother of 3 children. And she was it's a bracha on how to get chizik, and she went to Rav Graineman. She said, what do I need to do for chizik? It's amazing what I heard from the father, how she's trying so hard to be happy and show joy to her children, and they shouldn't be sad. And so she told Rav Graineman, but how can I be happy? I'm not so happy losing a foot, So he said, pretend you're happy and smile, and if you try hard enough, you'll be able to be happy. Just put it on, and the more you try, the more you have siyata d'shmaya to be happy and accept your lot. Accept that this is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given you in this world, and He loves you, and He has a reason for it, which we don't know. But if the more you try to be happy, the more you will be happy. That's what Graineman told him. I just heard this on the way here. Because you love me. Another pshat. All the things that goyim do to me is because I love you, God. Hashem, all my tsaras is because I love you, because I'm connected to you. I tell you, Kodesh Baruch Hu, I'm accepting the fact that goyim don't. Klal Yisrael is a Kodesh Baruch Hu's emissaries. The goyim, we always say the goyim are hurting Jews. It's a battle against the Kodesh Baruch Hu. We have ultimately, when so many times the Kodesh Baruch Hu wanted to punish the Jews, and Moshe Rabbeinu said, if you punish the Jews, the goyim are going to say, hey, the God is not strong. The Jewish people are a people of God, the nation of God. Obviously, their God is not too strong if He can't take care of them, His people. So in this kichos avonim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm willing to be sick and suffer, but I'll stick to my emunah with you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in all the generations, all generations. This is an amazing medrash over here. Sh'over. When there was a lot of before the Churban, we would study Mishnah, Talmud, but now that the Torah is in Golus, we went to Golus, it's so hard to learn. Now we need other things to support us, to give us strength. So he says over here, now we're suffering so much pain, we need to hear divrei brachos v'nechamas, words of blessing and words of comfort. It used to be that we would get strength from learning Mishnah, Halacha, and Talmud, but now that doesn't mean that we should stop learning Mishnah, Talmud, and Halacha. Of course we have to, but we also need, because we need an extra injection of chizuk, because to study Torah now is much more challenging. When we were in Shlomo Melech's time, when the Chachma was, even when Eretz Yisrael, with the Beis HaMikdash, when Chachma was in a beautiful situation of glory and splendor, the splendorous, glorious period of Shlomo Melech with the Beis HaMikdash, with Yidden living in Eretz Yisrael, thinking the whole world was looked up to the Jewish people with such enamored by the Jewish people. So Gemara says that taking a ger in time of Shlomo Melech was not so easily acceptable because it was just so enamored by the beauty of the Jewish people. They weren't doing it sincerely. They just said, hey, the Jews are beautiful. It's good to be part of the Jewish people. But when things are rough, and things are tough, to learn and to keep Yiddishkeit is not easy. So we need, in addition to salvaging our Mishnah, Halacha, and Talmud, we need words of bracha and words of nechama. It's a medrash. I just enjoyed to hear this medrash. Medrash says, another medrash, Yoshua ben Yochai. When the Yidden left Mitzrayim, they were like a child who just was healed from a sickness. And his pedagogue, his teacher says, no, let's start studying. Let's go to school. Let's go to school. The Melech says, 1 minute, my son he's not feeling so well. He just got over his sickness. He just got out of the hospital. He just got over his sickness. He needs to be spoiled a little bit. He's to give him 3 months to recover with good food and good drink. And then go to school. When Yidden went out of Mitzrayim, they lived 100 years of tit for levanim, of bricks and mortar. And now Allah said, okay, now give them the Torah. Hashem said, 1 minute. They're not ready. They're coming from tit for levanim. Adnu bonai 3 months with be'er, man, and slav. Let them have good drink and good food and good meat, and I'll give them the Torah. That doesn't mean here stuff their faces with restaurant meat food every day, with fast food, with good food. It means ruchnius. Let them used to being. They went from a society of 49 levels of tumah. Let them taste mon, the food of malachim. Let them taste the be'er mayim chayim, the fresh waters of the be'er shel Miriam, the kedusha of Miriam. Let them taste, but they can't yet sichlius. Muskolas, Chachma is not yet ready. Let their bodies get oriented to be in a spiritual mode, to be able to focus, to be able to study. And this is beautiful medrash. That's what coming up now after Ma'amar Asina, after Mitzrayim. We need 3 months. We need 49 days. It's not 3 months. What, 3 months? Not 3 months. It's less than 3 months. When I say 3 months, it says 3 months over here, no? What, I say 3 months? It says Gimel Chadashim. I don't know why 3 months. Because it says the 3rd month. It's called Chodesh HaShlishi. It's called the 3rd month. See when it's called Chodesh HaShlishi. 3rd month. Okay. I just found these midrashim. I just said I must say them over. This is all diglu olay ahava. How much Kodesh Baruch Hu loves us when we're not so great, and loves us and loves and these are. I just now brought you midrashim to explain diglu olay ahava, different forms of diglu, dilug, liglug. And all these things, Hashem loves us, and all the same. And the other concept is ridicule. Kids, liglug is like leg means to ridicule. Even if it sounds funny, it sounds ridiculous. We're saying words in the Torah. We're misreading the Torah in a ridiculous form. You're doing it as a child innocently, not because you want to be malach. And you're not trying to ridicule. You just can't say it properly. Okay, it's beautiful. I like it. It's beautiful. And over here, the idea is that Kodesh Baruch Hu understands that we need. We can't just. Hashem cushions us, and these are all tapuchim. These are all Hashem is healing us. You're giving us the ability to be able to enter in a world of Torah and to be able to connect the Torah. And it's not something that can just snap your finger. It needs certain sometimes preparations, certain achanas, certain measures to make me worthy and able to approach Torah. Now let's see this pasuk over here. This next pasuk. So Rashi said it goes on the Midbar about 3 days. I'll read you the words of the Targum. Targum says, when the Yidden went on the Midbar, the Anani HaKavah surrounded them. 4 on the 4 sides. And no ayin hara should hurt them. 1 on top of them. They shouldn't have heat or cold or heat. Or no rain and bara. I guess it must be rains in the Midbar also. And under them, carried them. Make a carpet. And 1 in front of them for 3 days to level the ground and kill snakes and scorpions, all that kind of stuff. Why? Because all this is the smoiloi tachas l'roishi. Around me, smoiloi, around my head, all surrounding me, above and above. The yemino tachavkeni. Why is that happening? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is hugging me with His Torah, which He gives with His right hand. His right arm, His Torah. Because He wants us to be well protected from all sides, in order that the yemino tachavkeni, He can hug me with His right arm and give me the Torah. If we're nervous about snakes and hot heat, if conditions are not conducive for study, we can't study. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes it that should work in order that we should be able to learn. That's what the Targum says on this passage. I'll read the words and because they're studying the Torah, which was given to them with the right hand of God. That's He hugs me with His right hand. Now I saw in the Medrash over here. So we have here a small and a yamin. We have here a small. So again, we have the pshat of Targum, which fits into Rashi. That the small is the external making the situation that we're protected and we're comfortable and we are in a situation where we'll be able to focus on our studies because He protects us from all sorts of things that could disturb our ability to focus. So now the hug is the ability to be able to really connect with our minds and our seichel and learn the Torah. That comes, now we're calm because we're protected. Now there's in the Medrash over here I saw, and over here, yeah. he has many other expressions of Shmuel and Yamin. So if I would refer to Shmuel and Yamin and say one of them goes on the first luchos or the second one, which one would you say is the first? Which one would you say is the second?
Yamin's first.
What?
Yamin's first.
Yamin is first. Okay. That's what it says for Medrash. Why is Yamin first?
Right.
What?
Rat's more choshev than...
It was choshev, it was a higher level. That's what you were saying. Okay. So, oh no, Medrash doesn't say that. You said that the first one should be, the Yamin should be the luchas rishonim. Here's the Medrash, luchas rishonim. The Shmuel is the rishonim, and Yaminoi is the chabkeni luchas shniyim. Okay, so now recalculate. Say an upshot now. I'm waiting for another upshot, Alan. Why would we call you the hug?
Because it's like a person. If the luchot are facing you, what you're seeing is the right side is the left side of the luchot.
That could be.
Well done.
There is a shot like that over here, somewhere over
like
here.
the first 5 versus the...
No. The first 10 versus the second 10. First, so what are you saying? Why would we call the second ones the more important one?
Because they were the correction of the first.
And they lasted.
Yes.
First ones got smashed.
Oh, the second.
First ones were great. It's small because we didn't handle it. We couldn't handle it. It was too much for us. So even though it was higher, but it was less accessible. The other one, you hugged us. When we did tshuva, now you love us. Now you took us back. Okay. The side over here, the Eitz Yosef over here says the first ones were given with Kolos who broke him. Ayin Horak took us. We messed it up. Second ones were quiet and Kaparas Averis. We did tshuva. That's the hug. But he said I would prefer the Gersa the other way around. He says that the Luchas Rishonim about the greater because they were given the greater than the second ones because it says we would have been at the higher level. So they would have been they should have been the ones. They're the right arm. They're the epitome. He said, that's what I would be gears. No, the better gears is just the other way. But so we have two gears. The Eitz says the gears that we have in the Medrash is that the second luchas are the right arm. But he says, I would prefer Yisur Nochan. It's better to be gears the other way around. And he's claiming it's a mistake. It should be like you said. He said it should be, but okay. Both gears. Does someone say? It's interesting to know what would be the right gears over here. Anaf Yosef. Yeah, Anaf Yosef over here asks, how in the world can you call the Luchas Rishon is left, and the second one's Yamin? Napachu. The Kedusha, he asks a kasha. It doesn't like this gersa because your understanding. These rabbis thought like you. Okay, Ellen, Gewalt.
Yep. So this Yamina is Gevura. No, is Chesed.
That's right.
And smaller is
Din.
Din. Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of the day, look, we got danned on the first ones.
Yeah.
The second one was Rachamim.
Right.
But look, she's Rachamim. So the Yamin should be the Rachamim. That you had compassion, you loved us. Let's see what he says. Okay. That's right. He says small doicha v'yamin makarevas. We messed up with the small, but the yamin took us back. So that's why the second luchas was the second chance, and we're giving that the right arm because the light to take us back. Okay, beautiful. Another medrash. Right is the krishma. Shmona Esrei is the left arm is Shema. Even though we cover arms with the right arm, we cover eyes. We say Shema with the right arm, but the left is Shema, and the Shmona Esrei is the right arm. Because Shema is leading up to a Kodesh Baruch Hu, expressing a belief of Kodesh Baruch Hu. Shmona Esrei is when we stand up and we're standing in front of the Melech. That's closer. That's a closer connection. So Shema is in that respect, the left arm. We're starting to get close. We're still from the left, and the Shmona Esrei will be the right. Another pshat. Sukkah is the left, and the Anania covered, level is the right. Sukkah is a little bit of an expression of a Kodesh Baruch Hu, but still only left because it's still in this world. Next world, it'll be totally on a Kodesh Baruch Hu's canopy. That'll be even greater. That'll be the right. Tzitz is in Tefillin. Tzitz is left, Tefillin is right. Sorry, at least this doesn't work for women, but But okay, but it says over here, it's filling. Tzitzis is. Where does it say? Did I say it right? Yeah, it's smaller. Where I see this? I thought I saw it here.
Small would be tefillin.
No, use it right now. What does it say over here? Wait a minute. I thought I saw it. Yeah. It's smaller tzitzis. You use your right. You put it on your right. Use your right hand.
Okay.
Put it on. You put it on your left hand, but you use your right arm.
Rabbi, does this have anything to do with when you tie your shoelaces into the left one?
You do left foot first.
Well, you put the right foot.
You do the left foot. You put the right shoe on first. Left shoe on second, tie the second, left one, and then tie the first. You tie the left because tefillin is the right arm tying the left. So because tefillin we tie the left foot first, left arm first. So we tie the left foot shoe first. That's right. Yeah. Want something interesting? What should you take off first at night?
Left.
The left. Leave the right on longer. Except if you're a kohen. And kohen goes up to duchen, then there's a mitzvah to take off the shoe. So then we take off the right shoe first. We have a kohen I watch him every morning. He takes the right shoe first because it's a mitzvah to take shoes off. So when it's a mitzvah, you do right first. If usually the right, we want to leave the chesed longer. The right is always the left. You take the left first, the right comes long. But when the mitzvah to take shoes off, you do the right foot first. You know what? Someone says also when you take off your shoes on Yom Kippur, before Yom Kippur, take the right foot off. When you take your shoes off, put on your sneakers. Take off the right shoe first, because it's a mitzvah to take your shoes off. Like a kohen takes shoes off to do duchening, you take your shoes off, take the right. I saw someone say you should do that. I never remember, but this kohen I watch him every year. Every time he goes up there, take his right shoe first. It's amazing. Yes.
Why do we in this putting the right foot on first?
It shows chashivas to the right.
Okay.
We always go to the right. We go to the right, walk to the right. We always do everything to the right.
Why do we then tie with the left first?
Because since tefillin, you tie your legs on your left arm. Tying. It's Shira. It's not about tying left. I'll tell you why, because it says, on Rosh Hashanah, we read the parsha of the bonding of Yitzchak. Tying. Akedas Yitzchak. Yitzchak is din. And the Indian on Rosh Hashanah is, the day of Rosh Hashanah is Yitzchak's heyday. The concept of Yitzchak, the Bechina of Yitzchak, Pakat Yitzchak, Yom Adin, that's Rosh Hashanah. And Avraham and Yaakov are Chesed and Rachamim. It says if you ever have Kabbalistic Siddur, it has in the Tekiah, Shivar to a Tekiah, we'll save this for Shon time, if we're still getting sure. You have Tekiah is Chesed, and Tekiah at the end is Chesed, the middle is Din. That's Tekiah, two is two. We spoke about this once, two is Din. And surrounded, it's cushioned with Tekiah in the beginning, Rachamim, and Tekiah. So Yaakov, Avram is Rachamim, that's the Tekiah, and Yaakov is Rachamim, also Chesed Rachamim. In the middle is Din, and we try to cushion it and catch them on both sides. Yeah. So Yitzchak, the Akedas Yitzchak, is what we read on Rosh Hashanah, to tie up the Din. The left arm is the Din. The tying up of tefillin is tying up the Din. It's being kosher the Din, being ma'or rachamim. So we go on the left, the left represents all the negative feeling, where we tie it up, we connect it to Kedusha, and then Shalosh, taking the right and tying up the left is the bonding of Yitzchak. Something like that. Okay. These are all Kabbalistic ideas, I don't know what I'm talking about, but you get a flavor. Okay. Let's a little bit more. I just fascinated by these midrashim. I just can't get over it. But it's the idea of right and left. Okay, I'll get one more pasuk and I gotta go. Where we hold it over here? Yeah, over here. What else can I tell you about this? I think I have one more message I want to read to you. What that is? Let me see what I write over here. Oh yeah. Let me read you one more pasuk over here. I want to read. I'm reading two pasukim quickly, and we'll elaborate to maybe next week more. This pasuk has two pirushim. We'll say Rashi says over here. We tell the goyim, I swear to you, goyim, you're going to get smashed with tzvos aylos hasada. I swear, if you try to disturb the love between me and Hashem and try to pull me away from my God, you're going to get it. I put on an oath, I swear, I will make sure you guys are smashed, be destroyed for trying to disturb the love between me and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's Rashi's pshat over here. And I'll see it a little better. Next time I'll read inside. I want to read one more pasuk. Kol doidi hine zaba midaleg ala hor mekapetz ala gavos. This pasuk is such a fascinating pasuk. Kol doidi, the voice of my beloved, is coming. So Rashi says, we're going back to Yetzias Mitzrayim. And we're holding it by Ma'amad HaSinim. We're way past that. But we remember that you took us out way before the time. When Moshe Rabbeinu said, Kol doidi, hinei zabah. That's what Moshe says. Moshe Rabbeinu says, we're getting out of here, we're leaving. We're leaving Egypt. Leaving Egypt. First of all, who's going to take us out? And secondly, it says 400 years. It's only 190. It's only 210. So Moshe says, Kadosh Baruch Hu skips. You're getting special consideration because you need to get out of here. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you have special schusim from who? Avraham and Sarah. The voice of my beloved said, it's time to go out. Not at the time. Hashem skips over the mountains. He's jumping on the mountains and on the hills. The hills and dales. What's it mean? Look at Rashi.
Rashi. Okay.
And I'll see this next time better. Look at the Rashi over here. Look at pasuk here. Now we're going back. Pasuk on page 8. Like a person who said bekitzer, and now he goes back to elaborate. I left out something. I got to go back. Pasuk says in Shir. I got to go back and add something to go back to the story. We already said, we already mentioned that Hashem brought me into his chambers. But I didn't say how Kodesh Baruch Hu remembered us in Mitzrayim with so much love. The pasuk says, this, when I said Hashem pulled me, he pulled me and I ran after him. I was depressed. I was for sure there would be 400 years. I was sure I was no ash. I gave up. We're stuck in another 190 years. Kodesh Baruch Hu came before the Kates, before the end was here, before the allotted the time that was supposed to be, and Chazal say, Horim zu avos, gvos zu imos. The schus of the Gemara says on the Horim, and the Targum says over here, beschus the avos, beschus the imos. Hashem jumped over the mountains, kipetz was shibud, but tzikusam shel imosenu hamashulas legvos, and schus avosenu hamashulim lehorim.
The text is not the same.
Kol dodi hinei zeba.
Kol dodi hinei zeba.
The voice. I hear the voice of my beloved saying, "Hinei zeba." It's time to go.
Yes.
But we say Hashem.
No, on this one it says lifnei haketz.
Yeah.
But in the text it says medaleg.
It doesn't say lifnei haketz, right? Hinei zeba. So it's but lifnei haketz. The Rashi. The thing is Rashi. Is it Rashi add the words of neketz? It's a mistake there. It's bold print. That should not be a bold print. Okay. The bold print. Her point, it says here with neketz. The bold print is a mistake. That should be in Rashi print. With neketz, those very good. Eliza, you should be in base medrash. You're very good attentive. Neketz. With neketz, you see the word neketz. Neketz should be.
Sorry, I'm just
before the Kates. Now Kates is 190. It's actually 190 years.
Kate's the end.
Kate's the end. It's also before the. But Kate's was. We say in the Rosh Pesach. Shekosh v'chishav v'sakates. We say it before Beisha Amda. Shem chishav v'sakates. He took us out of Egypt. The Kate's 190 years. He took us 190 years earlier. So the 400 was 210. But the schus of our office and the imos. Okay. And one more pasuk. I'm running. I gotta go. One more pasuk. We'll see this pasuk a bit better next week. Kodesh Baruch Hu is like a deer. These are different animals that run fast. Listen to this pasuk. Hashem is standing behind the wall. He's looking between the cracks and looking through the window. Hashem is watching us. Peeking Tom, that's right. Peeking Kodesh Baruch Hu. Hashem is saying, what are the Jews doing inside? What are they doing for me? So Rashi says that Hashem watched and saw what Yidden did in their houses in Mitzrayim. And what do you see on the we say this pasuk by Kiddush Lavana.
Yeah.
No. He called it. This is what we say. We say this pasuk also. Hashem watches between the windows. Which windows? Makadosh Baruch Hu was seeing. Yidden. What does he see on their walls? What do they see inside their houses? Where do they put the blood? Outside or inside? You know? No, inside. 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 It was outside. It was inside. It was inside. But the Targum over here says he saw the blood of their Korban Pesach and the blood of their Bris Milah. That's not written in the Torah. We say we say this pasuk in Leil Seder, and we say it at every bris. They put the wine in the baby's mouth. In your blood you shall live. In your blood you shall live. You remember every bris? We say it Leil Seder. It's in most Haggadahs. It's in the Leil Seder, in the Nusach of the Haggadah.
That was when Tzipporah did the Brit on
she did it, but that's not what exactly we're referring to. The Bris Milah did in Mitzrayim before they ate the Korban Pesach.
Okay, but in the Torah,
it was, but Machayi is right. It says it's a similar. It's supposed to be a pasuk in Tanakh, but it's a pasuk there by Tzipporah. It says a pasuk similar to that. But in Machayi, you should live with your blood. So that Chazal tell us it's not in the pasuk. But it's Chazal that they put the blood of the Bris Milah on the doors also. Mesiras Nefesh of the not just of the Korban Pesach, slaughtering the idol of Mitzrayim, but also the blood that they were willing to Bris Milah. And it wasn't easy, and it was, older people it wasn't partial, and they did it. They do it. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
These are amazingly mechazik psukim. Even if you're liglug and you're dilug, and you leave things out, you're not so. Hashem